Welcome return to NR Recaps. Today I will give an explanation for drama romance movie released in the year 2015. This film is primarily based on an actual story. Before beginning the film, make certain to subscribe and prefer this video. The movie begins with a coal mine. Loads of humans are running internal. After a whilst there is a blast inside the mine and many people are badly injured. A man named Oliver also works there, and when he heard the sound of the blast he quick runs to assist his friends. Oliver sees that a lot of his pals are injured. Oliver talks to his pal named Ted. He is injured, after which he dies. After some time the ambulance came to take the useless bodies of all the useless workers. Meanwhile they also take Ted's useless frame. At the time Ted's wife Mrs. Bolton turned into also present. She turned into sad and crying because she had misplaced her husband. At the other hand we see a lovely lady named Chloe at a celebration. She has come to this party along with her sister. After a while she sees a man named Clifford Chatterley who is very good looking and wealthy. In the beginning they study each different, and after a while they start speaking. It looks as if they have started liking each different. After that they begin dancing, and with time their love grows and that they quickly get married, and after spending their first night together they get intimate and spend a few personal time. Following morning Chatterley left for the warfare because he changed into a soldier in the navy. One day at conflict a large explosion happened whilst Chatterley became fighting with the enemy. Because of that he fell from a peak. He sees lifeless bodies round him. Whilst he opens his eyes the opposite soldier selections him up and gives him some remedy. After a few days we see Chloe. She's looking forward to Chatterley with the entire own family because he is coming back from war, but whilst she sees Chatterley she turned into stun to locate that below his lower back his whole body is paralyzed and he is in a wheelchair. She gets unlucky and nonetheless she talks to Chatterley in a completely high quality manner and tells him that the entirety might be alright. Soon after that she goes to another room and cries due to the fact she knows that her life is destroyed. She will never get glad again. While Chloe comes out of the room the maid sees her crying. It is why she tells Chloe that the entirety could be all proper. Soon at that moment Chloe heard the noise of loading a gun. She runs to look Chatterley and he is attempting to kill himself with a gun. Chloe stops him at the same time as preventing him. They fell on the floor. Chloe's maid involves the room and Chloe tells her to go away them by myself. After that Chloe tries to console him and inform him that she will love him the manner she loved him earlier. Then Chatterley replies that she won't love him the equal manner. On every occasion she sees him she feels guilty and regrets being with him. In the meantime Chloe makes him consider that she may not forestall loving him. Then again we see Oliver. He has joined the army and he's at conflict there. He writes a letter to his lover. Oliver writes that he loves her a lot and has in no way loved all of us more than her. While he is writing the letter unexpectedly the firing stops and they are knowledgeable that the conflict has ended. This is why Oliver comes lower back to his city. Oliver goes to his girlfriend's house and reveals out she is married to another man and she will be a mom soon. Oliver receives heartbroken and leaves that metropolis. After some days Oliver the ones to Chatterley's house look for a process. While Chatterley talked to him he unearths out that Oliver is likewise inside the military and that they each have the equal regiment. That's why Chatterley tells him that he can be the residence protect and he can start his task day after today. The following morning Oliver begins his process at Chatterley's residence. At the equal time Chatterley ordered a vehicle to tour around his house without the usage of his legs and he should power the auto with simply his arms. He's thrilled so he is taking Chloe out in their compartment. Chatterley is riding his car while Chloe is driving a horse. At that moment Chatterley introduces Oliver to Chloe and tells her he is likewise in the military and any more he will be the residence shield. Chloe likes Oliver. After that they got here again domestic. The next day like each day Chatterley had to take shower and Chloe turned into busy. Then we see a woman named Passover Bolton. She is their servant. She knows how lots Chloe worked the entire day so she tells Chloe that she will shower Chatterley. After a few time while batting Chatterley they start speak me and their communication is bizarre. Whilst Chloe hears the verbal exchange she feels unhappy and after a while Chloe tells Chatterley that she would not like how he talks to Mrs. Bolton and she or he is making an attempt to get close to him. Meanwhile Chatterley replies that there is nothing like that between them. She is a servant and makes him sense secure while she baths him. He likes that. Once pronouncing that Chatterley is going out for a assembly Chloe receives upset via Chavez conduct and she is going to meet Oliver to present him the duplicate key to the house, but he talks very rudely to her. He tells her she should not have come right here for such a small issue. Chloe receives angry and is going returned within the house. At that second Oliver feels guilty that he should not have talked to her like that so he writes a letter to Chloe and apologizes. While Chloe reads the letter, she once more is going lower back to satisfy Oliver. After some time, Oliver is working without his shirt. Chloe would not say anything and starts looking, but when Oliver realizes that Chloe is looking him, he wears his blouse on the time. Chloe tells him why he wrote such a brief letter to her. Oliver answered that he felt responsible and that is why he wrote that letter, after which Chloe told him what if his husband had caught the letter and end. Oliver replies that he knew he would not permit her husband read the letter due to the fact guys don't tolerate all these things. Chloe heard that she commenced guffawing. After that, after she starts leaving, it starts evolved raining. Chloe receives absolutely moist, and because her house is in the distance, she goes internal Oliver's house. She begins eliminating her clothes to make them dry whilst Oliver starts a fire, and when he sees Chloe he leaves the room. Chloe is aware that Oliver is getting uncomfortable. Chloe tells Oliver to return near the fireplace and heat himself, otherwise he'll get cold. Oliver replies that if everybody noticed him along with her, he should lose his job and even get killed. Meanwhile, Chloe is aware that, and she dries her garments, wears them lower back and leaves Oliver's residence past due nighttime. However, he tells Chloe that he can't do anything due to the fact his frame can't pass below his lower back. Moreover, Chloe tells him they are able to try something else, and again Chatterley refuses to do whatever. Regardless, Chatterley realizes that Chloe has wishes, so he calls some other doctor. The following morning, Chatterley tells the medical doctor to do something to restoration his legs. The medical doctor offers him electric powered shocks in his legs with a purpose to convey again strength in his legs. On the alternative side, Chloe listens to the whole lot. Inside the other room, the medical doctor have been giving him an electric powered shock because early morning and Chatterley turned into in masses of ache. He becomes screaming, so Chloe went inside the room and instructed them to stop the madness. After that, she tells the doctor to depart and cope with Chatterley later. Chloe went to meet Oliver. At the time, he changed into constructing a hen house. Chloe looks at little chickens and picks them in her arms. She begins playing with them and then tells Oliver that the child hen is so calm in her arms as if he is in her mother's arms, while announcing that she thinks approximately her mother and starts evolved lacking her. It truly is why she begins crying. Oliver attempts to manipulate her. At the beginning, he holds her hand and then hugs her. At that moment, Chloe hugs him, but she wants more than only a hug, and that is why they get in Oliver's house. Moreover, Chloe tries to get close to Oliver and get intimate, who stops her and tells her they need to not do whatever wrong. Chloe tells him if he is scared, because he would not appear like a person who gets scared. Oliver replies that he's scared of society. Then Chloe tells him not anything will take place, and he or she starts evolved kissing him, and after a while they get intimate. Later, time passes by and Chloe maintains her affair with Oliver. She is overjoyed with him, and slowly Chatterley realizes that Chloe has been pleased and he starts doubting her. Meanwhile, he is aware of he's paralyzed and cannot do something for Chloe's happiness, so he stops thinking about her. On the breakfast desk, Chloe tells Chatterley that she desires to meet her sister. Chatterley replies that she can meet her sister the following day. Chloe is going to satisfy her sister and they begin speaking. Inside the verbal exchange, Chloe's sister unearths out that Chloe is having an affair. At that moment, she has Chloe with whom she is having an affair, and then Chloe tells her that he is their house defend. After that, they keep speaking for a while. At night, Chloe goes to a party. At the birthday party, there may be a man named Duncan who used to love Chloe, and that is why he got here to communicate to her. Meanwhile, Chatterley changed into also pres into the birthday party. He tells Chloe that he is tired and could take a few relaxation. Even as Chloe begins dancing with Duncan at the same time as dancing, Duncan tells her she is stunning and could have anyone she chooses. Chatterley, a paralyzed man. Chloe replies to him that once she were given married to him, he wasn't paralyzed. She dances with him for some time, and after some time Chloe and Chatterley move home. The following morning, Chatterley tells Chloe that they want a son to hold their family and legacy, but he cannot have children, so he invited Duncan to the birthday party the day gone by because he is aware of Duncan likes her. All of a sudden, Chatterley requested Chloe if she liked Duncan and wanted to stay with him. Chloe gets stunned after hearing that. She replies that he has gone loopy and is paralyzed from his mind. Chatterley receives indignant and tells her that at any value he wants to have a own family and children, well, to make fun of him and say he can't have kids, and that's why if she needs she will have a dating with Duncan and provide him a toddler. After listening to Chatterley, Chloe goes to meet Oliver. She right away turns into intimate with him, and then Oliver tells her that they might not be capable of to hide a relationship for a long term and that human beings will understand approximately them after a while. Chloe replies that she isn't always frightened of anybody. Moreover, Oliver tells her that humans should have visible her coming to his residence because she is the wife of Chatterley and anybody knows her. Meanwhile, Chloe tells him to forestall thinking about all the ones matters, and there is nothing incorrect in what they're doing. It is why they go to a pageant later at night. Even as putting out on the pageant, Chloe tells Oliver that this is lifestyles couples go to galas, devour and revel in existence. After that they start kissing. At that moment a boy is bothering Chloe and Oliver seems at him for some time. Whilst Chloe is gambling a hammer recreation, the same boy comes and starts a fevolved bothering them. At that second Oliver hit the boy with a hammer in his toes. Everybody starts shouting and walking. Oliver takes Chloe and runs away. They each start giggling and then understand how a whole lot they love each other, and their love isn't always pretty much getting intimate. The subsequent morning Chloe seems at herself and finds out that she is pregnant and Oliver is the father of her infant. She goes to inform Shaverley that she is pregnant. He gets happy and asks her who's the father of her baby. Chloe replies that it does not be counted. Anyone will recognize him by using his call. After some days Chatterley takes Chloe to the woodland. On the time Chloe asks him wherein they may be going, Chatterley replies that they're going to satisfy Oliver. He has a few chickens that he desires to listen their voices. Meanwhile Chloe tells him not to go there due to the fact he's going to disturb the chickens. Chatterley doesn't listen to her and movements forward with his vehicle even as Chloe stops there. At the time Oliver comes to meet Chloe and begins kissing her. All of a sudden Chatterley calls Chloe and tells Oliver that she need to move whilst she sees his car is stuck within the dust. Chloe tells Chatterley that she'll bring a few assist, and on the same second Oliver comes. Chatterley tells Chloe to get outdoor due to the fact she's pregnant. In the meantime Oliver pushes Chatterley's car to get him out of the dust, and that became the primary time he located out that Chloe changed into pregnant, and that's why he receives despondent due to the fact Chloe did not inform him about her being pregnant. Oliver starts a fevolved wondering that Chloe used him to get a child. After a while, whilst Oliver push automobile, he gets out of the mud and starts riding away. On the identical time Chloe comes to meet Oliver at his house, but Oliver turned into livid at her. He tells her that she used her to have a child due to the fact she knew that Chatterley couldn't have a toddler with her, and it is why she pretended to love him, and all of her love changed into a lie. She has used him for her benefit. Then Chloe replies to him and says that she is not lying to him. He's greater crucial to her than her toddler. Oliver tells her that she could have advised him approximately her pregnancy if he was vital to her. He further says that ladies usually select rich men and guys like him continually suffer. He then tells her to go away. Chloe starts a fevolved crying and returns home. After some time Miss Bolton involves Oliver's house. She begins looking, and on the quit she unearths a diary wherein Oliver has written so many poems for Chloe, and because of that Mrs. Bolton knows who's the father of Chloe's toddler. After that Mrs. Bolton writes a letter to Chatterley and tells him the entirety about Chloe and Oliver. At first Chatterley does not consider her, and whilst she suggests him all of the proof is in the diary, Chatterley receives irritated degree and calls Chloe. He tells Chloe that she did very incorrect. She got intimate with a servant and is pregnant with him. Now Chloe starts a fevolved crying and asks Chatterley how he knew he had. Mrs. Bolton informed him. Chloe requested Mrs. Bolton how she knew, and she tells Chloe that she examine Oliver's diary and he or she study her poems approximately her in her being pregnant. That is how she is aware of Mrs. Bolton. In addition tells Chloe that she has used a terrible man and all of her circle of relatives does use poor humans similar to Shadowy used her husband to work for a coal mine and sooner or later he died. Chloe replies that she didn't use Oliver, she loves him and she or he desires to spend her lifestyles with him. At that moment Mrs. Bolton realizes that Chloe loves Oliver. It is why she tells her to head and prevent Oliver from going because he is leaving the city. After that Chloe starts a fevolved going for walks and meets Oliver. She expresses her love for him and Oliver tells her he cannot stay without her and that they decide to get married and bring the kid into this world. That is why Chloe is going to Chatterley and tells him she needs a divorce. However, he would not agree to offer her a divorce because then he won't have all of us to carry his legacy forward. Chatterley tells her that he might not supply her a divorce. At that moment Oliver comes there and receives indignant and tells Shadowy that he ought to divorce Chloe due to the fact she is happy with that, and if he has ever loved her he ought to sacrifice for her. After that they start Leaving at that second, Chatterley realizes that he is doing incorrect to Chloe. He comes out of the window and tells Chloe that he's going to provide her divorce. The next day Chloe and Oliver get glad and go away. After a while Chloe and Oliver promise to stay with every different forever. With that the movie ends here. Thank you for watching the video. Like and subscribe for extra. See you subsequent time. Take care.